Hey, welcome back, everybody. Sarcasm Speaks, Jared and Bob here. Uh, Coming at you triple threat style tonight. We got three episodes to record tonight. So these next three episodes you're going to notice are going to be a little bit shorter than they normally are, but that's all right. We got a lot of shit going on. You guys are going to Maine, right, this weekend for Michaela's birthday. Shout out to Michaela. Happy birthday.
Yes.
It's her
Yeah,
birthday
we'll leave.
today,
No, it's
tomorrow.
Thursday.
Oh. So yeah, you guys are away, and then I go to California on Sunday afternoon. So I won't be back until Wednesday morning. I have a red eye flight Tuesday night, so I land at like 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So yeah,
You go right to work on Wednesday.
no, I come home. I
Too bad. That's too bad.
So it's funny because my boss actually is the one who was like, "Hey, so." When you gotta like take the red eye back, because technically it's sort of frowned upon at work because like they don't want us to work on off hours. It's like a work-life balance thing, right? They're like, oh, well, technically if you're working and it's overnight and all this stuff and all that, whatever, who cares? I I subscribe to the same thing he does. He has a young kid. He's got a 2-year-old daughter. Um, and he's like, I don't want to waste a whole day and then not see my kid when I get home. He's like, I would rather fly through the night, land in the morning, get home and like see my kid in the morning. Right. And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He goes, you're really fucking tired, but whatever. Um, so we do it because whatever. Um, but he goes, just leave your out of office up for that day and then just get to whatever you can get to. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's a great way to go about it.
I was gonna say, what is like the C-suite, or I don't know, whatever the fuck. Like go up a level or two. Like, do they give a fuck or not? Like,
Um, Realistically, no, but I think they're supposed to, like
yeah,
on paper.
yeah.
Because like the other thing too is, again, it's like most things in life, you just fucking work it out and you use common sense. Because I'm flying out on a Sunday, he was like, let me know, take a comp day. He is like, whenever in the next couple weeks you want to take a day off, like just let me know ahead of time. He's like, just give me
I was gonna
notice, right? He
say,
goes, don't tell me on Thursday you're taking Friday off. But he's
yeah.
like, just give me a heads up and be like, hey, I'm going to be out this day. And he's like, that's fine. He goes, we don't
Well,
need to like file paperwork or anything. He's like, it's not a big deal.
because I would say that goes two ways, right? Like if it does come down, like if it's a big deal, it's like, okay, cool, so I won't fly on Sunday next time.
Right. Right.
And it's like, well, no, you still got to take that Sunday flight. Like you got to be there Monday. It's like, okay,
Yeah. Well,
so then
that's the thing.
I'll take the Wednesday because the red eye. It's like, no, 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 you gotta fly like during business hours. What?
It's like, how am I supposed to get to California then for day one? Because it's the day one in the new office is Monday
Yeah.
morning, right? So how do you
It's like,
get
okay,
from
good. So I guess I'll fly on Friday, and then
yeah,
like you guys will put me up Friday night, Saturday night. In addition, well, no, because you're not working, so we're not gonna put you up. So
they
yeah, I mean,
actually would.
obviously,
Like we're a big
well,
enough
this is my
company
thing. This
where
is my
like
thing. Like, I've
they
never
don't
worked. I've never
yeah,
worked for corporate, so it's like
yeah,
I know when people travel, if they tell you like, "Hey, you're traveling," they're not gonna fucking nickel and dime you. But
right, right.
I could, I just could see maybe
Yeah,
some companies saying like, "Hey, don't book the red eye because then like." But again, what's their argument? Like, if you book the red eye because it's not like quote unquote work hours,
right,
it's like, okay, well, I was gonna fly home Wednesday. So no matter what, I wouldn't have been
right.
here and available.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what is the
Because
difference?
like you said, the alternative is I fly home Wednesday morning, right? And it's a 6 hour flight
Which is all, and
plus a
it's all
three
day.
hour plus a 3 hour time change, which means if I leave at 7 a.m. California time, I get I get in Massachusetts at what what is that? 8 hours of travel, 9 hours of travel. So I would land in Massachusetts at 4 o'clock, then need to drive home in rush hour traffic. So I
Yeah,
would get
so you
home
wouldn't
at
get
like
there anyway.
7. So I would leave California at 7 a.m. West Coast time, and I would step foot in my house at 7 p.m. East Coast time.
Oh, if you had a real work ethic, you'd go directly to the office.
So yeah,
Some people just don't want to work these days, you know?
yeah, it's is what it is. The last time I went to California, I lived the vagabond life where I took a nap in the airport. It's pretty cool because I took the red eye home again. I originally had like a 9:45 flight home, and it got delayed, I think to like 10:45. Um, so I was like, all right, I'll just take a quick snooze in the airport. And I found a back corner in the San Francisco airport and fell asleep for like 15 minutes.
Were you in the Harvey Milk Terminal?
I think I was actually, yeah. I think I
Did
was
you
in the
fly
Harvey
JetBlue?
Milk. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm going JetBlue the next week too.
If only Mint service was a little bit closer. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you guys price match. What do they let you take like a middle tier? Or do you
Yeah,
have to
they
like take
there's
economy?
a cap on it.
Like on the service or on the like
It
price?
there's an algorithm. So we're allowed to spend a certain amount of money depending on how far the flight is and what the average of the prices that day are, I think.
Okay, because I was getting that was gonna be my follow-up is, well, what if it's just like a crazy ass day and
Right.
all the flights are expensive? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
your budget is 800 round trip, and
Yeah.
you go, there's a there's a Super Bowl out here.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like you can't get out here for less than 1,000. It's like, yeah, well the limit's 800, so figure it out. It's like there ain't no figuring it out.
Yeah, we use a booking service. It's an app. So
Uh,
we book everything through
you
the app.
fancy fucks.
So it's that's what I mean. Like there's an algorithm because it'll show you every fare that's available, and the ones that are expensive have like a little exclamation point next to it. And if you click on it, it says this exceeds the allotted amount for this trip or something. Um, but they do typically allow mid-tier. But with JetBlue, it doesn't matter because I'm a Mosaic member. So I can just get whatever the fuck I want that's not Mint. So like as long as it's not Mint, I can sit there for free, which I have tried with other
Huh.
um
Wait, how does the Mosaic member matter at all?
because I tie in my so you can connect your frequent flyer programs and all your
But
benefit
the
programs to this
the
app so
the
it
fare is
automatically.
the fare is the fare.
Yeah, but I can get like even more space on JetBlue for no additional cost.
Is that a Mosaic perk?
I believe so, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. They always want to charge me. I've also never really taken the even more space spots, mostly because they want to charge me. Maybe I'll have
Yeah.
to like actually pay attention to that next time.
Well, they
Also,
also changed their program. So they do this thing with tiles now, JetBlue. So when you get
yeah.
to certain tiles, I think every 10 tiles, you get to add a perk. And so by the end of last year, I don't know, I had a shit ton of tiles between the money that I put on the card and the amount of travel that I did. Um, so I was really close to getting to um the
Mosaic
level.
2.
Well, yeah, well, the level where you can book Mint for no additional cost, right? You can just upgrade to
I
Mint.
know someone who's at Mosaic 3. I wonder if they get that perk.
Yeah, they
I'll ask
probably
them.
only fly Mint.
I'll
I
ask
mean,
them.
on flights that it's available. I would if I had it available.
Same people whose identities will remain nameless. They also have never used points. They've always just like bought their shit.
Yeah, they must have so many fucking
It's
points.
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
But um yeah, I didn't
yeah.
know the
So
even
they
more
they
space
have
one.
they have add-on perks, right? So like,
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I always just take like more points. I think that's usually what I
yeah,
take because I don't like because so a couple things. One, I'm not a big person. I fit in a regular seat actually perfectly fine. And the
Yeah.
last time I flew was from Florida on JetBlue. Uh, I did look around at like how much space people take up because I'm like, you know, should I start like looking at that, like what the fare actually is, and maybe actually like because it's always it's a fluid kind of fare, right? Because it's
Right.
sometimes it's like $90, sometimes it's like $40, sometimes it's whatever. And Country Chris was talking about that. He goes, I might just pay for that extra thing like from now on. And then I'm like looking around, and I'm like, some of these people are genuinely cramped in there.
Yeah.
I am not.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not. Like I just like don't take up a lot of area. And we were going over this one day, like uh guy was like unloading some clothes, and we make fun of Chris all the time for like not having sweatpants. So it's like the guy brought in sweatpants that was like a pair of mediums. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I looked at them. They were fucking gigantic.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, it's also hard because the dude's like a 2X. I go, I don't think he can really fathom
Yeah.
like my body size. Like in like a performance or a golf tee, like polo,
Yeah.
performance tee or a golf polo, I wear a small.
Yeah. Because those run big.
Yeah. And then like I don't think he can like really understand that like I can wear a small t-shirt. Because that's like the other
Right.
thing, like my aunt will buy me shit for Christmas and it's always like large. And it's like this is way too big. So I'd like
Yeah.
look around, I'm like, I guess hey, I guess this is gonna be our topic for the first episode, huh? And I just like I'm just not that big. I don't really take up that much room.
Yeah.
Like how much more leg space can I actually utilize? My knees don't come close to touching.
Right.
I never feel like I'm like too close.
Well, it depends on the flight because I've flown American. Like I flew American not
I
last
was
week, but
mostly
2 weeks
talking
ago.
strictly JetBlue, but yeah.
Yeah. But the last time I went to Philly, I flew American. And seat was pretty tight. And I was like, oh, wow, this is not, there's not a lot of space here. And again, I'm not a big person either. Um, but I was like, that's weird. I'm so funny story. I'm flying to Philly again tomorrow. Um, and I got an email from American that was like, do you want to upgrade to first class for your flight from Boston to Philadelphia? And I was like, yeah, but not really. It was $47. I was like, I've always wanted to just sit first class, but like on a 45-minute flight,
I'm
like
guessing the
I don't
first
give a
class
shit.
flight to Philly is not what you might be thinking.
No,
I
no.
would
It's
guess.
also at 6 a.m. in the morning. So like, because that's the thing they advertise with first class. Oh, you get free drinks. One, I'm on a work trip. Two, it's 6 a.m. Am I gonna start drinking at 6 a.m.? Like just because it's free and I have to work, right? Like that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. So I declined my upgrade to first class, but
So I actually just went on my JetBlue thing, and I'm only Mosaic 1. I didn't get to 2. It says even more at check-in. Does not apply to flights under 250 miles. How far is Florida? That's over 250, isn't it?
yeah, I think it's like 300 more. No, it's more. It's got to be like 1,000.
Mhm. Okay, so 250 is not a lot.
Yeah,
Is that like Boston to New York?
yeah.
Maybe.
So you said it doesn't apply to flights over 250?
Under.
Under 250. Okay.
So most flights should have it then.
Most flights should
Well,
qualify, yeah.
what was Charleston? Was Charleston like 400 because you guys got stopped halfway?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It was
Something like
about it was
that.
about 400.
I think so, yeah.
So most flights are okay. So that's most flights, but it says even more at check-in. Enjoy extra legroom, a seat toward the front, dedicated bin space, premium snack offering.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. If I
So that's what. So that's
when I go to
within the
check in.
24 hours.
Yeah, yeah, at the 24-hour mark when you check in for your flight. Like I did it this morning
Yep.
for my flight to American because I book obviously because I have an account at American, but I'm not like a a gold member or whatever they call it. Um, I just book a random flight in the back of the plane, and then when I go to check in, I usually check in with one of the preferred seats, and it's free.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll have to maybe pay attention next time.
yeah. Like I went,
Oh,
I think I went from seat 24 to 12. I think I'm sitting in row 12 tomorrow for one of my flights.
so I think if you get Mosaic 2,
Yeah.
you can book even more space for
Okay.
free.
Yeah.
And oh, damn it. I just saw the fucking mint one. Maybe that's Mosaic 3. That's like 150 tiles a year though, which
It's
depending
a
on how
lot.
much yeah, but depending on how much you fly for work, you might cover it,
Yeah. True. Yeah.
right? Yeah, 'cause it's
Yeah. Because I don't
50.
know what the tiles to miles are.
It's the cost of the flight.
Okay.
Move to mint, you would need, yeah, 150. Uh, experience,
I forget what I
mint speed.
ended. I think I ended last year with like 67 tiles.
Yeah, so that's just Mosaic 1. Because
Yeah.
50 is Mosaic 1, which is I can get to 50.
Yeah.
Um, at no extra charge when you book a non-mint fare for a mint route. What?
What's it say?
Hold on. You can experience our refreshing take on premium travel with a mint seat or suite at no extra charge, pending availability. When you book a non-mint fare for a mint route, you'll receive 4 certificates that can be redeemed for yourself or eligible travel
Yeah, you can
companions.
upgrade.
That's so weird.
So if you book a regular seat, if you book a peasant seat and you have that perk, you can then upgrade to mint for no extra charge.
Which if you're that's Mosaic 3. If you are Mosaic 3, you can you get your own like phone line.
On the plane.
No, no, like you call up like the Mosaic 3 line.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And they just handle everything for you.
Think so.
That's nice.
Yeah. I don't know though. I'd be curious. I'd be curious to know like how many flights you take and then like how much the perks actually end up being because that's the thing is it depends on the cost of the flight
Right.
and then I think they triple it. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So my perks right now, I have the even more at check-in, mosaic boarding, all that shit, beer, wine, liquor, dedicated support line, 5,000 bonus points, priority security, whatever. And it says my next perk is I can choose, right? And it's just a
Mm,
bunch of them. It's like mint
Not that
sweet.
don't give me the can you just look at your last flight on like your point redemption and where and when is not important.
I have not yet flown JetBlue this calendar year.
Okay, never mind.
Both times I've gone to Philly, I've had to go with American because JetBlue changed their flight times. Like their
Yeah,
earliest flight
every
to
month.
Philly is like 9:30. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna get to
Mm.
the site at 11 o'clock.
All right, I guess I need to pay more attention to my JetBlue Prestige. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know what the fucking next flight I'm booking is. Well, I've got 3. Well, I've already taken 1 technically. Tampa in March.
Right.
I'll save my next one for my final thought.
Well, speaking of, you want to wrap up game one?
Yeah, so I just remember what my third flight is.
All right.
Michaela and I are going to the Masters.
Hell yeah.
She knows a guy who knows a guy. So we have Wednesday practice round tickets.
Nice.
So that's my third flight of the year.
Back to back years, huh? You spoiled fucking bitch.
Yep. But this is how this kind of works, right? Because it's like I may never hit the lottery again, and whoever she knows that got the tickets might not get them again, might not sell them to her again, whatever that
Right.
circumstance is. So it's like that, like it can always be it.
Yeah.
Like you never really know
Yeah.
how that kind of like goes. And like especially with like Augusta or something, it's like you just got to take it.
Yeah. You just go. You say yes and
You
figure it out
figure it out
later.
later.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we're gonna do the fly to Atlanta and drive. We opted not to take the seasonal direct uh into Augusta because
Did you guys do
it's
that last year?
we did not. We drove from Atlanta, which it's not that bad. It's I remember it being like less than 2 hours.
Yeah. I was going to say, what is it? Only 2 hours?
Yeah, I remember it being less. Like, but I mean, it could have been like an hour 50.
Yeah.
And then I think at 6 in the morning going back, I think we fucking flew there, fucking Tokyo Drift, fucking moving across lanes. But that was more of the 6 a.m., not the tactical driving.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, back to Atlanta, the airport with the barbershop.
Nice. All right. So my final thought is totally random as they usually are. So over the weekend, we were just sitting around watching TV or we were scrolling through the channels and we saw that there was this TV show on called Dogs 101. Um, and you know, the wee baby Seamus enjoys watching. He likes dogs, right? He likes animals. He likes like Air Bud, I think is his favorite movie right now. He'll sit still and watch the whole movie and just won't even move. Everything else, he'll like get up and run around and do stuff in, but Air Bud, he's locked in. So he loves dogs, right? So we put this show on, Dogs 101. They just go over all different breeds and all kinds of crazy shit. And at one point, I forget what dog it was. I don't know. It could have been a chow. I don't know. But they were like, oh, yeah. Um, Scientists, you know, guess or they assume that this dog breed was created in the 1500s by crossbreeding the Pomeranian with the Mastiff or something or whatever, right? And it's like I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I go, for some reason it was like a hits blunt moment. It's like we literally invented dogs. Like humans invented dogs through science. They literally were like, what happens if I take this fluffy dog and this tiny dog that's all muscly and just let him go at it and see what happens. And then we got this like random other breed, and they were like, "Cool, let's do that more." And then over time, we just created these like fucking insane dogs, right? And I think we've talked a little bit about it before. We make the joke that like, you know, with Pickett and Leo, where it's like, oh, that's a wolf, right? Like, how are you a wolf, right?
Wolf
But
descendant, like
it's been yeah, right over your shoulder. Um, but like obviously over the course of thousands of years, you go from a 200-pound wild wolf to a 12-pound Chihuahua, right? Like but it's insane that that's a thing. And like just the way that it was, you know, put on the screen where they say like, oh, scientists or dog breeders, whatever it was. They assumed that this breed was this at this time, and by this brand, this breed and that breed, and crossbreed these, and then we got this. It's like, holy shit. We literally invented dogs. We were like, I want a fluffy dog. let's do this, right? Like, I want a dog more recently, right? I want a hypoallergenic dog. So let's breed all these other things that are hypoallergenic. It's like, it's kind of fucking crazy if you stop and think about it.
I would like to know, like, I don't need to know like all of the original canines because obviously there had to have been some.
Yeah.
But I would like to know who was like, I've got a real problem with the sheep on my farm. It'd be really cool if there was like a wolf blend that like won't eat the sheep, but like will just like herd them for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like through hundreds and hundreds of years of DNA, whatever, now it's like border collies are just like instinctive. It's like
Yeah.
group of lambs. I don't think so. We're going this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to herd. Got to herd. Go this
Yeah,
way.
we're
Push that
moving.
way.
Like an
Yeah.
Australian Shepherd. They look like they're on fucking crack. And it's like
Right.
group of farm animals, not on my watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you guys think you're going?
Yeah, we're going over here.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck where you're going, but we're not going that way. We're going this way because I said so. We're going this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I just thought it was kind of fucking nuts. Like when you actually stop and think about dogs and like how many different breeds there are. And like it's in fact, it's science, right? It's not basically science, it is science, right? Because imagine if we did that with anything else, right?
Science, damn it.
If we did that with like birds, right? If we were like, oh, I like that red bird and I like that other blue bird. Let's see what happens if they mate
Let's make
and
a purple bird.
will we get purple birds? Right? Like, I don't know, it just seems odd to me that it's only dogs really that we've done that with. Like we don't do it with insects, right? You get ants everywhere and I don't know, it's just one of those things that just dawned on me and I was like, this is super fucking weird. Dogs are weird. So we've sort of co-evolved with them over the thousands of years too. So I don't know. But that's that's going to do it for game one. We will be back momentarily, but you will listen to us in a few days. So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe up above, hit the thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you're an audio only guy. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is Sarcasm_Speaks. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. Check out the show notes. Support the sponsors. Support us. And until next time, good night, everybody.